Good evening, Usha ma'am.
Greetings to one and all. On the behalf of FLA India, I would like to extend my heartfelt welcome to Ms. Neena Girish, our esteemed resource person for today's session on storytelling. Ms. Neena Girish, a school librarian turned storyteller and podcaster, believes in the power of storytelling for creating awareness and inclusion. She is the member of School Library Association and Spectrum, the Awareness Project, and also their story, Auntie Nina. She is the proud recipient of Getlit, the Most Motivating Librarian Award for the year 2021. Your expertise and passion for storytelling are truly inspiring, and we are thrilled to have you share your knowledge and insight with our members today. We are looking forward for a memorable and engaging session. Your presence will definitely enhance our learning experience and inspire all those in attendance. We welcome you, Ms. Neena. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Akila, for that lovely introduction. Yes. So I think we'll start without any delay. So as you all see, I hope I'm audible to all of you. If in case anybody has any issues, please make sure that you can use your my earphones. Okay. So as you can see the topic storytelling pedagogy, which is in demand now after NEP 2020 and based learning. I'll try to cover as much as possible today and hope you'll all follow. And I want, if possible, please keep your videos on because I'm not going to do it as an individual. We are going to do it as an interactive session. So I would like to have all of you on cam if possible. Yeah. So beginning with, what exactly do you think story or storytelling is? As I mentioned, it is not a one-man show. It is going to be interactive. So everybody, if you would participate. Okay, so what is storytelling? Okay, let me ask you. This on this slide, you can see there are three things that I have included. Three, you can call it three animals, objects, whatever you want. So, what thought is coming to your mind the moment you saw the slide? The writing part is there, but when you saw the images, what was the thought that was coming to your mind? Something came up? Any thought, any idea, or you were trying to cook up something? Yes, please. You may feel free to unmute and answer during the session, unless and until there is a disruption. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ma'am, looking at this picture now, so snail we see, and I can imagine Kate moves slow, and there is crocodile, it has teeth, and the monkey is very naughty. He is jumping, and these pictures come to mind.
These pictures are these are the things that is coming to your mind seeing them. Okay, so you felt that it's a snail and the crocodile, the teeth, the mouth opened and the teeth coming out, you counted the teeth, right? So now today listen, I am your teacher and you all are doing this session on behalf of your students. So as a student, you can think and respond to my questions. Okay, good. Someone else also wrote, yeah, I may not be able to see you if your hands are up. So I would request you to unmute and answer, right? So yes, children, Akila says storytelling is a sequence of event. Okay, Mamta ma'am says characters. So you found three characters, and Dimple ma'am was able to visualize the characters with the mouth open, the crocodile. Okay, fine. Anything else?
It reminds me the famous story of Panchtantra, where there was a crocodile and a monkey. The friendship of between the crocodile and monkey.
Okay.
Came into
So
mind.
I think it reminded you of monkey and the crocodile. But there is one more character here whom you can include. See, this is how story is. You don't need to stick to what is there already. You can develop and change the story as well as per the situation, isn't it? See, okay. Anybody else wants to answer this so that otherwise we'll move on to the next slide?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, in this picture, we can add some more characters, and we can say we can introduce some turn of events and new ideas to be incorporated to make a new and different story, which children can understand better with the help of the pictures or the devices we use.
Yes. So my question is, when the picture is there, what do you think? These pictures are helpful only for the children from the beginning stage, primary level, or you can use it for middle and higher classes as well?
Ma'am, this is kind of creative thinking and creative speaking.
Yes.
So when we see a picture, we can make any kind of story, and we can draw the conclusion or say morale of the story. And we can, yes, of course, use human being in the story as well.
Yes, any character can be included and it can be used according to age appropriate. You can use it as well. It's not that monkey and the crocodile is a story because it's there is a monkey and a it can be used only for primary classes. According to your age of students, you can change the stories. Okay, then anyone else? So toy-based learning. Okay, there is one more thing. There is toy-based learning, or you call the Jadui Pitara. As per NEP, you have Jadui Pitara. Basically, it's for primary classes. So Jadui Pitara, we can create a box where you can have the things. It can be a pencil, it can be what do you call a star, anything inside. And using those things, you can ask them to first identify what it is and keeping those things. It can be even a pouch, okay, or even a phone stand, anything. And using these characters, you can ask your students to start writing in sentences and then coming on to, or you can start with, if it is basic primary level, they can start with the words, then sentences, and then slowly they can develop a story revolving using these things. See, toy-based learning, any toy, it can be a puppet, it can be not necessary that you have to buy high, costly toys and keep it and use it for learning. Simple things. This is also a toy for them. Even the pencil and rubber, if you have often observed in school, what do they do? The nip of the pencil is inside the rubber and there goes the pendulum for them, right? So that is a toy for them. Okay. So we'll move on to the next slide. Now, many times people are confused between, if I tell, fiction, non-fiction, and what kind of stories are there, right? So here, what I have tried using, if my PPT is visible to all of you, I have used different characters with different emotions, you can see. Now, you have to identify and tell what kind of story is. So the first one,
It can be a fun story. It's a fun story also.
yes.
Can I go on?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
No,
I can make out
detective
Yes.
story.
A detective story, which one?
detective story.
Yeah, that is.
Yes.
Which character?
Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes.
You mean the boy holding the...
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It can be detective, it can be mystery. The first one can be funny story, fine. Okay. Yes.
These can be Panchtantra stories, also animal stories.
Okay, you can take it as Panchatantra, moral value stories. And what about adventure?
Adventure, travel.
Adventure, moral story.
Yes, adventure, moral stories. And this one, I think this is about helping. Yes, again, this is about the moral values, value stories. Okay. So this is some type of stories I said, right? So any other things, any other story or any other type that you think I have missed or you want to say? Now it's an open
Oh,
session. Again and again, I'm requesting.
it can be a scary story also. Children like
Yes.
these scary stories,
Okay.
and they like magic also,
Okay.
and they like those characters out. क्या कहते हैं उसको? Larger than life characters
हाँ.
like Supermans and all,
हाँ.
Spider-Mans,
Superheroes. Superheroes.
And
superheroes they
story
like,
based on story
Avengers and
based
all.
on
Yes, Krishna ma'am.
and story based on exploring something. The bear also has
Yes,
some
yes,
sort
yes.
of
This is about
map.
exploration. Yes, yes. And here the lion is laughing. It's very smile, calm and quiet. But if the emotion changes, then what does the story becomes? Will it remain a funny story or a happy story? No. See the emotion. So motivational story. Yes, I got the response. Okay, for toy base, you have soft toys, puppets, etc. Yes, everyone likes to see a picture and imagine as well. Okay, adventure, funny, right. So now what we are going to do is, you saw the emotions, you saw the pictures. Now you can pick any one, two objects, right? Either you can take this two, there are one, two, three, four, five characters here. You can take, it's up to you how many characters you want to take from the image here. And please create your story. You understood different types of story. So which genre of the story you want your story to take? Just in 100 words, start making your creating. This is a writing activity. Please write, and then we will narrate you. I'll hear you narrate the story. So for your convenience, I've given 5 pictures. You can select any, 2, 3. It depends upon your story. It's your story. And then we'll discuss the story. Uh, 100 words, not more than 100 words. It's okay, Sarika ma'am. You can just, yeah, I'll write down the same in the chat box. As we discussed, sorry, 2 letters in my laptop are not working, T and 1 second. I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes time to write, complete your story to the max. Deepa ma'am, your story is ready?
Yes, ma'am. Sort of. I tried to make a story and let us see how it comes up.
Yeah.
So the story has three characters in it. There is Bingo the bear, Lencho the lion, and Manu the man.
Okay.
So Bingo the bear was very fun and adventure loving creature. He always imagined to go on trips which would take him to mysterious lands and places to explore new things. Lancho the lion was his friend, so Bingo the bear decided to go on an adventurous tour, and he decided to go to Lencho. He went to him and asked that if he would come on a adventure trip with him. Lencho the lion was a very happy-go-lucky lion. He readily accepted the offer, and they both set out on a fun journey. This Bingo the bear had a backpack with him in which he had food and clothing and a map with him. There were some other things also which were there to keep him which were there to make his journey comfortable. So they started their journey. On the way, they met a strange looking creature. First, they were afraid to go near him, near the creature, but Lencho, the lion, said that let us go and ask him who is he, and let us see if he also accompanies us to our adventure trip. So they both agreed and they went to him. Seeing lion and the bear together, the man was afraid. But when he saw Lencho the lion smiling, he was a little assured that they would not harm him. So they asked that we are on an adventure trip and we want to ask you, would you like, first they introduced themselves that I am Bingo the bear and he is Lencho the lion, and we both are on an adventurous trip. We are going to a mysterious cave which has the illusion imagination quality, where you go inside it and whatever you imagine, you become that. Manu the man was, though he was a little skeptical, but he thought that let us give it a try and find out what happens. So they, all three of them, they started and soon they reached the cave. First, Lencho the lion, he went inside the cave and he came out laughing. Bingo asked him, what was there in the cave that made you laughing so much? He said there was a big emoji which was laughing and it kept on laughing and laughing. And when I also started laughing, and since then I cannot stop myself. Then Bingo the bear said, okay, now I will go there and find out what it is like. So Bingo the bear goes inside and he finds, when he comes back, he is he has goosebumps on, and he is very energetic and feeling very fresh. Lencho the lion asks him, what happened there? You are feeling very energetic, as if the tiredness of our journey has not affected you at all. He said there was an emoji and it was kind of very fierce and not fierce. It was very kind of motivating, and when I saw it, it showed me many adventurous things, and it made me feel very happy, and that is why I'm feeling so. Then Manu the man said, now I will go and find out what it is like. Manu, the man, goes inside, and when he comes out, he is completely in the look of a detective. They both asked him, "What happened to you?" He said, "Well, there was an emoji, and it was kind of doing things which a detective does, and I saw many things, many mysteries being solved, and how they are being solved and steps taken. So this is how. So then they discussed. Okay, so the cave is not just a fairy tale; it is actually real, and because of this emoji, it is called uh, Imagination Illusion Cave. So that is the story, ma'am.
Good, good, very good. Means you have used these characters very meticulously and developed an adventurous. Well done, beautiful. Okay, I think Mamta ma'am has raised hands. Yes, Mamta ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. First of all, good evening to everyone. Yeah. Once Babbu the Bhalu thought, let's have adventure in life. Life is getting bored in staying on one place. So he packed his bag and prepared a plan and moved out from his house. When he was going to the adventure, he found a lion was sleeping under a tree. He scared, but there was no other place to sit. So he sat near the lion. Suddenly, lion got up and roared loudly. Babbu the Bhalu said, "What happened, my dear? Why are you so scared? And why you are roaring so loudly?" Lion said, "I am getting bored sitting on one place." Babbu the Bhalu said, "Then why don't you join me and have some adventure?" Lion smiled and said, "Are you crazy? What are you talking about? Why I will leave my house? I am on my comfortable zone." Babbu the Bhalu said, "Oh, come on, dear. Now world has changed. It's really important to come out of the comfortable zone and explore the world. Then only you can live in this world." Lion smiled and joined him. They learned, they traveled a lot, they enjoyed and explored, and they had a happy journey together. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So there again, another story. Anyone else? And yes, I have told that the word limit should be 100. So this it's a short story, right? Anybody else? I would like to have an interactive session rather than you know a story that helps to see the larger than life. Okay. Yes, Arun sir, you have to say your story is ready. Rishka ma'am, I think I see 58 people here. So if you have your stories, please come up. So the basic idea here was to develop stories, create stories using characters, or it can now, since they were characters or images, how you developed your story as from a child's viewpoint or even from your viewpoint, right? So have do we have anyone else who is ready to say this, or we move on to the next one? So the next activity, if there is nobody else to tell the story, okay, this was 100-word story. So now what we do is, I'm going
Yeah,
to
mine
do,
is
yes, yes,
mine
yes.
is story a little bit similar to Mamta ma'am's story. So one day, the Balu the Bhalu, he got a map. So he decided, out of curiosity, let me find out more on this map. It could be a treasure map. So he decided to explore, and he took his backpack and set out for the jungle. So in his journey, the very first day he didn't find anything. Second day also he didn't find anything. So he decided to stop. So he sat under a tree and thought for a while. And another idea came in his mind that I already covered half of the jungle. Let's move forward on some exploring thing.
Okay.
So he moved ahead. At the end, the last day, he almost covered half of the jungle, And at the end of the jungle, at the edge of the jungle, he found the another side of the jungle, which is very beautiful, full of flowers, butterflies, and small animals. All were living in a very peace and harmony. And there were lion, there were bird, there was rabbit, and they found them very friendly actually. So he decided to live in that place forever. So this is a small story that I made. After that, he spent all his life in that small part of jungle, which is very beautiful, full of resources, full of animals, and all were living in very peace and harmony. So very little story, happy ending story. So small
Very
little
well.
story.
Well done. I'm just loving all these stories. Madhu ma'am, I see your camera. Unmute ma'am. You are on mute. Not audible. Ma'am, you can try switch off your video, and then, because last time also it happened.
It's not
Now, there is some issue, no? Once again.
you have to unmute.
Ma'am, you. Okay. So I have shared a Wakelet link in the chat box. So those who are not comfortable speaking, can.
Should I add, ma'am? Should I add something?
Yes, of course.
I'm Deepa Arora. Sorry, I'm not able to open my camera. I'm not. Actually, I've just come and not ready for the camera. So sorry.
It's okay.
Inspired by all these beautiful women, like they are so creative. Just in 2 minutes, they have created such a long story. Wow! Kudos to all of them. Ma'am, I just added one more creature, squirrel. Can I?
Good.
Yeah. So there were two friends, Bruno and Leo. Lion means Leo. Bruno is the bear. So they are the best friends, sleeping together, doing night campfires and all, enjoying a lot. And one day, it's a very short story. One day, they found a very precious gem has been lost from the jungle. So everyone is so upset कि ऐसे तो बहुत गलत है, जंगल में से हमारा ऐसे जेम precious gems गायब हो रहे हैं. So they called the detective, and detective just pointed out कि ब्रूनो के पास और लायन के उसमें like they mud लगा हुआ है. So he said कि you both are the culprits, you both have done the same thing. So they said, no, we were enjoying, we were just playing, we have not done this. Then a squirrel came, he confessed that it has been done by me. I thought it's a peanut. So I picked it, and I will never do it again. We can add more lines, but I'm doing it in a short way. So this is my story. We should not steal. I can add this, to tell my students one or more learning I can add.
Yes, that's what I said. When we are giving them stories, we can give them and connect them with the concept that we want to. It's not just simply creating story or visualizing. It's based on the concept that you want to teach them.
Exactly.
And I think as librarians, we can play an important role when it comes to helping the teachers, at least to improve their language and communication skills and confidence level, which as librarians, we can do that. Okay. So I have shared thank you so much, all of you, those who have participated and those who have completed the story. So what I have shared the Wakelet link in the group as well. So you can, yes, Madhu ma'am. I saw the hand raised. Ma'am, is it, yes. Okay. Voice is still, okay. So this is how different types of stories have developed now, live. from all of you. So expecting more on the Wakelet, you can log in as guest or something. So let's move on to the next slide because we have more activities coming up now.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Will this link be available after this session so that we can write the story later?
Yeah. Wakelet you can anytime.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Wakelet is there. I put it in the SLA group as well, WhatsApp group as well. Okay. Now we discussed what is storytelling, and you have created a story. So before we go on to next story, which will be not writing part, but verbal. You will be creating the story on the spot. So now before that, I want to ask you, do you know what story mapping is?
Yeah, it is basically the outline of the entire story. Outline the special events, characters, the problem of story, and what was the solution of the story and the conclusion. Outline of the entire story.
Yes, outcome of the entire. Because now, if you want a child to read a book and then want him or her to write a summary of the book, the content, it can be a story, it can be an essay, whatever it is. Do you think they will write? No. And it's very difficult, even we forget. So it's difficult for them as well to keep a track of what is happening, the events. So story mapping is one perfect, you can tell, like, the graphic organizers that we make them do about the life cycle, evaporation, right? So this is one idea of using. See, I have used 3 images here, randomly a petal and this type, there are PDFs of story mapping where, Scholastic has its own PDF where there are 4 boxes and one box you can write the title. Like, see, if I go here, if you can see the arrow moving, here I can write the title of the story that I have read or I am going to read, right? And in between the space, if there is an author or an editor, you can write them. Here, onto the left of my screen, I can write where the arrow is moving. I can mention the main characters of the story. The main characters, then I can come on to the sub characters. So this keeps a track of the story that we have read. We will not forget. This is there in our mind. The sequence of the story is there in our mind. And then you have every story, there is a problem and there is a solution. So here there are 4 petals. You can wisely use it for your main characters, sub characters, and problem and the solution. So here again you can the different models. Now, if we when we give a PDF or something, they fill it and we have a track record. But why don't we use it in a creative way? That's why I've used these designs. The tree, if it is clear to you, there are different branches of the tree. So a story map can be used. It's the child's take. What kind of story map he wants to present. So it can be a tree where the branches and the leaves can be used to display the name of the first content, the name of the story, the title, the character. Anything can be displayed using the story mapping. Actually, it helps in scripting the story as well. Suppose we are going to write a story, or we have a topic given to us. There are only 3 words given to us, and we have to develop a story. So if these concepts are clear, what are the characters or what are the contents that is there in a story, what you need to use in a story. So then the mapping helps you to create the story as well. So can we do the next activity? So I'll begin with a beginning statement or ending statement. I'll begin with. So we have to continue. So whoever does, please, you can switch on your mic and carry forward the story. Okay, let's see where the story ends. Because this is one story model that we don't know where it is going to end. Okay, so I'm beginning with, I'll begin with. Tinku was a very cunning fox. Tinku was a very cunning fox. Who's going to carry forward the story? Let's come on, all of you.
Once he went to the jungle.
Okay. Let's move forward. Let's not stop. Let's not break the chain.
Yeah, there he find a monkey and he wanted to tease the monkey by any sort.
Okay.
Then he took a pebble and throw on the monkey.
Okay.
The monkey was smart enough. The monkey was smart enough and he dodged the pebble, but he looked at Tinku. But he looked at Tinku and asked him, "Hey, bro, what is on your mind?"
Okay, good. So I'll repeat. Tinku was a cunning fox. Then what was the next one? Tinku went to the forest, and then
There he met with the monkey, another monkey, and he decided to tease him.
Okay. Come on. Let's not stop it. Yes. No one to carry forward the story. Vinod sir, please. Yes, sir.
Then they saw a beautiful rabbit.
Okay, so there comes fox, monkey, beautiful rabbit. Beautiful. See, look at the terms you are using. I used cunning fox, then came the monkey, then the beautiful rabbit. See. So Vinod sir says one day when he was in the jungle, as soon as possible, he saw a giant tree. Okay, then came giant tree. Sapna ma'am, please unmute. If you're saying okay, otherwise please unmute. Okay. So Vinod sir says one day when he was in the jungle, as soon as possible, he saw a giant tree. So there came, there you have another character, giant tree. So remember the characters, all of you. Cunning fox, monkey, then the beautiful, what was it?
Rabbit.
And then the jungle. Okay, jungle is coming for the second time. Then there is a giant tree. Then on this big tree met a monkey's old friend Chiku. Okay, Chiku is there. They all saw a firefly. Okay, all these characters have come across a firefly. Now what?
The monkey was jumping on the giant wheel from one seat to another seat.
Okay, so you mean the giant wheel was in the forest where they saw the firefly? Okay, good. That's good. Okay, then. Okay, so Vinod sir says the giant wheel, the monkey was in the giant wheel, but the fox was cunning, whatever he was. Both of them, who was the both? Is it monkey and fox you mean? That they decided to make a lantern with the firefly? Good idea. See, creativity, critical thinking. And there was a snake in the tree. Okay, Sarika ma'am. So to add on, there is a snake. Now, what does a snake do? What will happen? See, the cunning fox and the monkey are trying to make a lantern using the firefly. And there comes the snake. Next.
They made a snake the handle of the lantern, and
Yes. Please don't stop.
okay, they made the snake. They used the snake as a handle for the lantern, and they started looking at the thing where it was dark.
Okay, that's good. That's the thoughtful idea. Very thoughtful. Very critically you have thought about it. The snake was used as the handle of the lantern, and the firefly was used. And where did they use the lantern? They used it in the area where it was dark. Now Sunita ma'am says, okay, Vinod sir again. Sarika ma'am says, okay, tree is over. Vandana ma'am, you want to say, please. Okay, so after this, Vaidhi ma'am says, owl was sitting on the branch to catch the snake. But unfortunately, the snake was already used as a handle of the lantern. Okay, but in the forest, all are aware about their nature, so it was difficult task to sell this. Sell what? You mean the lantern? Okay. Some people came to cut that tree. Oh, now there comes the twist. So they found a snake and they decided we will sell this to the snake. Okay, so here Vinod sir's story is connecting with the lantern, and they're trying to sell the lantern to the snake. Okay.
Now Tinku being very clever and naughty as well, he started swinging the lantern, and the snake started feeling uneasy and troubled. So it started writhing around the hand of Tinku, and Tinku also then Tinku his naughtiness flew away, and he was made aware that he was teasing the snake in order to swinging the lantern. Then Tinku cried out with pain, "Okay, please let me go. I will not misuse you, and please loosen your hold." Then the snake, he loosened its grip and came out, and then Tinku and the monkey, they freed the firefly, and they all, in the end of the story, they all were happy and they went to their home.
Fine. So thank you so much. So Vinod sir says, and Vaidai ma'am, they are writing in the chat box, owl, you came across the owl, then came the woodcutters, the people who came to cut the trees. Now finding the snake, they left and they decided okay, I mean, he wanted to say that looking at the snake, they thought of catching the snake and selling it. Okay, and now the horror situation for the woodcutters, it was dark, and the snake, who was used as a handle, was fighting for his life, because he was misused. He has been misused, and thus in that he bites the snake, bites the monkey, and there goes the story. See, there are different versions of the stories. Thank you so much, all of you, and I hope those who were not participating understood that how you map a story, and if there are some, on the spot you're given some topics or words, how you carry forward the story. This is one thing that children definitely love to do, because it's all about connecting them with different concepts. I just randomly started with fox and cunning, how cunning he was. So here you see cunning, beautiful. See these, some of the, if you look at the language part, you're connecting with different words. Okay, and then the thoughts, how to use things in any situation. So different things are coming up when you're doing such things. So this is how you can help them, think critically. Critical thinking. You can help them to develop their critical thinking skills. So this is one thing. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. And the next slide is about how to use stories to teach concepts. Till now, we were trying to create stories. Now, how to connect? Because we have to, as teachers, we have to connect. We cannot keep on telling stories to them. How do we connect the stories when we have to teach them a particular concept? It can be addition. For primary level, if I say, if you want to teach addition, if you want to teach the community helpers, EVS, or language, about how to read a word, making sentences, and the higher the class, the concept moves. Fractions, you want to teach them fractions. In mathematics, in science, you want to teach them germination, the process of germination, or any other concept you want to teach, chemical reactions of certain things, how to teach them. So if we stick on to the normal, the formulas that we have learned, that doesn't go well with our kids, especially after COVID. If you see more of visualization and more of gadgets, so let us connect them with stories. So here in the picture, can anyone tell me which story I have selected here? Guess the story. You can see the images.
Enormous turnip.
Enormous turnip.
Yes, and I put some people here. So now here what I'm trying to do is using the enormous turnip. I know some of your teachers as well as other than librarians, and your subject is different. Though you are not teaching after becoming a librarian, you are not teaching your subject, or if you're teaching, how will you connect the story enormous turnip to teach one particular concept in your subject? As I mentioned, it can be about germination, It can be about community helpers or about teaching fractions. Even if an art teacher wants to teach this concept of art, how will the art teacher teach it? Even if your PT teachers, how will you use it? Can we
Ma'am,
have
as a
some-
math,
Still life drawing,
Yeah, yes, Dimple ma'am.
still life drawing can be done by looking at the turnip.
Very good. Still life, yes.
Ma'am, shading?
Shading, okay.
ma'am, fraction can be taught to children like there were two groups and there was giant turnip and they wanted to take more better amount of the turnip, both the group. So as the two people means two elderly people said we should cut the turnip in half so that we both the group get 1/2 part of it.
Okay, you're teaching fractions, correct. Okay, fine.
But
Good.
other three people said no, it will not be just distribution. So we should cut the turnip in 5 portions, and each one of us should take 1/5 part of it.
Okay, so this comes to maths. Any language teacher or any science teacher you want to teach using this story? I hope you all know this story by now. Yes,
We
Sarita.
ma'am, we can use in EVS also. The benefits of eating turnip
Yes.
to the smaller children. In science, they can draw the turnip and then they can write the few sentences on the benefits of eating turnip
Correct.
and everything like that.
Yes. So there is one more thing. See, we want to teach them about even if you want to teach them about healthy food, the difference between healthy junk food, you can use this. There is one more story, the very hungry caterpillar, where you can teach them numbers. First day 1 apple, and the days you're teaching Monday, Tuesday till Sunday, you're teaching them there. When the caterpillar was egg in the shape of egg, white egg, color again. Then Monday it turns when the sunlight falls on it. In the moonlight, it is an egg, and when the sunlight falls on it, it turns into a caterpillar. Okay, that is Monday, and he's feeling hungry, so he eats one. He goes inside 1 apple. He has 1 apple, right? So that way, 1 apple. Fruits also you're teaching, and you can ask them the colors as well. So the concept is very clear to them if you're inculcating through using stories. Because they are visualizing it, and that is here very well stored here. I can see lots of coming in. Yes, so I'll read out that is there in the chat as well. Okay, now we can use touch and feel here. Okay, we make a turnip and then ask about sense. Correct, teaching them the sensory things. Okay, can you explain the elderly people harvest the turnip and others enjoy eating? Yes, here again, see. The turnip grew. You're stressing on that sound grew, right? There you can teach them. The rest, see, grow, grew. See, bigger. The turnip grew bigger. You want to teach those concepts? Language teachers, both in English and Hindi, you can do that. And the turnip grew. And the man was watering the plant. Now, here you can teach them that. See, what is the correct method of the process of sowing a seed, how to water, when to water, how much water is required. So these are the things that you can teach them. Okay, and also coming on to the turnip, have you ever seen vegetables with different shapes? Most of the time it looks like a Ganesh with a trunk or some, two-shaped vegetables. What do you call them? This is one thing that you can teach them. Because recently I explored a story using, can anyone tell me what are these vegetables called? Deformed shaped of vegetables. In simple language, if I tell them the carrots coming at the tip, coming to 2, and then the shape of a trunk, the elephant's trunk, or any shape, weird looking, the tomatoes having 2 and the potatoes in 2 different shapes. People, many times it is like, oh, Ganesha, the shape of Lord has come like that. But what is the scientific reason behind the vegetable looking in such a deformed? It's not just vegetable, even human beings have that. What do you say that? What for vegetables, what is a term? Can anyone tell me? I want an interactive session, please.
Deformed?
Huh? Deformed is the meaning. Okay, I'll tell you. Those vegetables are called the wonky. W-O-N-K-Y. Wonky vegetables. Okay. And why does it happen? Any idea? Any idea why is that? See, the turnip here looks very good. But at times, deformed shape turnip happens. We have to teach the children why is that? Because the immediate reaction when we see such deformed shape items is, oh, not good. We should not teach them that. We should teach them to accept that as well, because the taste and the quality is the same. Why is it the reason? Anyone into tell me the reason?
Because there might be some something in seed, like there might be two germinating points.
No, not this. Nothing with the seeds, but yes.
Overwatering?
Not
Overwatering or trying some if some chemical what we call it.
No. Just one simple question. What do we do before sowing the seed? What is the major thing? Where do we sow the seed?
We sow in the soil. We try
soil.
We prepare the soil for sowing the seeds.
Okay. So while preparing the soil, how do you think the soil has to be?
Soil should not be very dry. It should have
it
some
should not have
minerals
pebbles
also.
and things like that.
There shouldn't be any. It should be soft and smooth. You know,
Smooth
when
and
there is a
clean.
lump, a stone, or even twigs or branches, that is when the seed, the sapling comes out, the root of the sapling doesn't get space, and then it goes, and whatever the fruit that goes, it takes the shape, it becomes wonky. The simple reason has to be made clear. See, this is one way of teaching them concepts through stories. Okay. Yeah, there are many things written here. Now coming on to, I said using this story, I selected this story because, see, in this story, when the turnip grew big and bigger, the man was not able to pull it out. He kept on yelling, "Oh, no." Again, what happened? Who came to help him? His wife came. Now they thought, his wife said, "See, listen, why not call our neighbors?" He says, no, we have to have it. See, the feeling of, not sharing was there in his mind. Now the wife comes and she says, okay, let me also try. Now both of them are pulling. See, from grew, bigger. You're teaching them another word. Pull. Nothing happens. Now, after this, what happened is, finally he had to agree with his wife. So then one by one the neighbors come. Why don't you teach them the concept of people around us, our helpers? The doctor came first, then the cobbler came, the blacksmith came. See, there you are teaching the community helpers. Okay. And at the end, when the turnip is finally out, what do they do? They cut it into pieces and either they make dishes. You can teach them how to create different dishes, right? Tasty, yummy dishes, salads. And then they are sitting together, sharing and eating. So you are teaching them the value of sharing, eating and all this. See how the story took different forms, fractions. It covered many subjects. So how you select stories and how you use it to teach the concept. It's very true that we don't have time, we have so many works, but why don't we change the pattern of teaching using stories? Yes, ma'am, somebody has raised the hand.
Ma'am, kids learn more vocabularies. They learn more vocabularies.
Yes, they learn vocabularies as well. Thank you so much. Yes, so I think Okay, I'll tell you, this for some it may be like, oh, this is a turnip story. It can be used for the primary level or middle level. Okay, fine. Let me tell you about Alice in Wonderland. You all know the story, right? Alice in Wonderland. So in 2017 or 18, if I'm not wrong, there was in Delhi student edition of HT, Hindustan Times. There was one full page article about Alice in Wonderland being connected with mathematics, where the author was trying to teach proportion. You know, the story involved like Alice getting inside the pit, falling into the pit, the angle of the pit, you can teach the angles, the proportion, or the pipe through which he went down, the time, tick-tock time ticking up. See, there are different concepts. If you have read the story, and please read it again. Please read it again and look it from the angle of a mathematics teacher. Those who are teaching maths, you can use it. You can please do a research on this and then get back. You can give your feedback to me later. Yeah? Am I clear? I'm feeling a bit because I am able to see few on my screen and only one or two have switched on their cameras. I want it to be as interactive as it should be. It is between you and me. You all are experts. I'm just trying to help you from my angle as a storyteller and of course as a librarian as well. Okay, so yeah. Thank you, Usha ma'am, and thank you, Madhu ma'am. Okay, so collaboration and teamwork, yes, that is also. Now, if you are a commerce graduate, you are teaching business studies or what do you call it? History, geography, politics. You can, why not teach them the history of turnip? Where did it come? Where does this belong to? Which country did it? Is it the original? Is it from India? Has it originated in India? Or has it come from some other place, some other country? How has it traveled to our country? How has it reached to our country? See, for example, there is one story in Storyweaver. I'll share the links in the group so you will know. So there is a story about around the world with a chili. Chili, we all eat. बहुत मजे से हम लोग मिर्ची खाते हैं, है ना? बहुत अच्छा लगता है मिर्ची का अचार भी कई तरह के मिर्ची भी होते हैं. In what category does this chili fall? Is it vegetable or a fruit?
Since it has seeds in it, it is a fruit.
It is a fruit. Yes, it is a fruit. And do you know where it has originated from? Yes, fruit.
Middle East, ma'am.
Yes. So the chili has come all the way from Mexico to India. We have different types of chili in India, right? So the travel, when you teach, when you use that, if you can use that story in such type, if you want to teach history about time travel, how people travel from which place to which place, why not use such, create story in a story way, right? And if you want, tomato is also a fruit. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay. Now, so the time travel, places that are mentioned there, right? And also, what do you call? They are learning different continents or countries.
One more, ma'am, sorry to interrupt you. One more interesting thing about chili.
Yes, ma'am.
One interesting fact about chili that it has vitamin C in abundance in it. Because, and I often tell the children that after eating chili, you say, C, and that is why it has vitamin C. You will always remember that chili has vitamin C in it, though it is not sour.
Correct. Yes, that is what we make. See the sounds, you can teach them sounds with this. You can teach phonics, so many things can be taught using. See, what are the subjects that you're covering? How easy the concept is. See, now if you can understand, just imagine, put yourself in this place of your students. Every child is not equal, right? Every child is not that fast to pick up things. Some are very good when you connect with visuals or connect with stories. So why not try it for all, right? Yes. So yes, spice route, how it has come. Then the see, when you want to teach them about transportation, this is how you can teach them different different types of transportations. And see, the level of your content or teaching concepts can be increased as the level of your students according to the classes. See, it's not that hare and the tortoise. It's a motivational story for even MBA people, right? Even for MBA people, it's a motivational story. It's not. So there is no such logic that this story has to be for this people only, this set of people. No, any story can be used. How you use it, that is how, where lies your thinking point of view. Even the ugly duckling, if you take, see, we have heard a lot about bullying. And it is not just in schools, it's there everywhere. How to handle bullying. Ugly duckling is one concept where you can see the duckling coming up and how everyone was keeping him aside. It's a kind of bullying that was happening, right? So this, I just mentioned few stories. You can explore more with this, and you can find out, yes, trade, connect with silk and roots, silk, how silk was created. So these are the things that I wanted to tell. Okay, so we'll move on. Had it been more and more people involved, this would have been. But anyway, thank you for all those who are coming forward, and thanks to all those who are typing here. I'm reading those also. I'm feeling so happy. Thank you so much. Okay, then let's move on to the 5th slide. Titi, can we change this? Titiksha? Yes, Sheetal ma'am, you want to say something? Sheetal ma'am has raised the hand. Ma'am, you can unmute and say. Okay. Are you able to unmute? Titiksha, can we move on to the next slide, please? Ma'am, you can unmute and say in the meanwhile. I hope Titiksha is not having any internet problem. Let me see if I can.
Meanwhile, ma'am, I can tell you one more thing about stories, that there is a perception also through which we listen to a story or explain a story. Like often we have heard about the clever crow. Clever often, clever is a word which is often used as kind of in a, someone is clever is not very good. Okay. So, but when we read that story and we see that clever means inquisitive, clever means problem solving, clever means mind, like presence of mind and all those things. So, clever becomes a very positive and good adjective word.
Correct.
So this is how, yeah, explanation of story actually sometimes changes the entire concept of, yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for bringing in that. So yeah, now you can see the next slide. I have used 3, you can call it shapes, right? There is a puzzle, there is a square, and there is a star. Three only. So this is something to develop critical thinking skills. Already many critical thinking has happened in the previous this, but if this is something that comes in front of you, how will you connect with your subject to teach them? Clever crow is a symbolic character, problem solving. Yes, Vinod sir. Thank you. Now there are 3 shapes that I have given here. One is a puzzle. Now, if this has to be included in a story, you want to teach the shapes or the puzzle part or the star, whatever concept you are teaching. How
we can say ki the square is cut in 4 pieces of puzzle. So one thing is there, the small parts are there, and how many parts we have created. In that way, it can be used with maths.
Yes, not maths. Any other subject? Anyone want to try? Any other subject, language or SST or
origami, ma'am?
Yes, origami. Yes, our teachers also are welcome to please come up with your ideas. I am not going, I am just helping you. I am giving you an outline. You have to come up with your ideas. As a student, if this is what you're getting, what will you do? You have to develop a story thinking very critically, or this is critical thinking. Anyone else? Language grammar puzzle. Okay. We can teach and talk about the letter shape. Okay. Anything else? You can type it in the chat box if you feel uncomfortable. Anything else coming up, or shall we move?
As a librarian, make a puzzle with the author name and book name.
Very good. I was looking for that. Why no librarian is doing both? Thank you so much. Yes. Yes, as a librarian, you can teach them. You want to teach them, you want to ask them, see puzzles for teaching them the biographies, teaching them, you can use it for helping them develop their knowledge, not just stick to stories. Yes, bingo cards based on characters, very good. Okay, the square can be used for elements of the book, correct. Star reader, okay. Ranganathan, 5-star, yes, 5 rules of library science, Ranganathan, well done. Biographies, okay, great. Good, good, come up. Please keep pouring. Keep pouring. Let the ideas come. Let the ideas flow. Let the ideas flow. Now, if you shy, how will you expect your children to answer you? You can't complain. They are not telling anything. Their mom. You can't tell them. Anyone else? Please feel free. You are at home. Stars can be used for rating. Puzzle can be used for weaving the story. Just how to connect character. Okay. Fill in the character traits. Okay. Jumbled story. GK puzzle. Okay. That's all. So shall we move on to the next slide? Yeah. We are moving on to the next slide. Now, experiential STEM learning. You can see different characters here, right? Figures. Panda and tortoise, owl, flower, snake, butterfly, sapling, again a sapling. Now, STEM-based learning and experiential learning is about teaching them through stories about, like you want to know about panda, the habitat can be taught to them, their life cycle can be taught to them, you know, germination of seeds as we discussed earlier, life cycle of butterflies. Other than that, you know, you can again see the snake is there. You can teach what kind of animal is it? It is reptile, of course, and is it a mammal or what? Egg laying, whatever it is. So in this way, you can identify, differentiate, and teach them based on the experience, practical learning through stories, right? So we'll go to the next slide. Anybody wants to say anything on this? Innovation happens when you're giving them something and they're doing it on their own thinking. Their thoughts are expressed. You'll find different stories. They're bringing in lot of new ideas. That is how the innovation happens. Okay. Okay. Now this is Twist the Tail. Do we have time? I think the clock is ticking. So here, there is a story. If this, I'll share, this is about a girl. Change the end of the story. Okay. Now, here, this is the story about a girl who was very, just not like the other kids. When they, you know, she didn't know to dance. So when the teacher used to teach them the movements, dance to the right, she would dance to the left when all other children are dancing to the right. She is not following the instructions. She's not doing it on purpose. She's not able to follow the instructions. So this is the twist. The twist in the story. In the story, the twist is that the teacher finally decides to go according to her directions. So she instructs the students, like, she understood that Gappu is not able to follow the instruction. So now she looks at Gappu and instructs the other students to follow. See, this is one way to adapt, right? One way to adapt, so that the child, the confidence in the child, because till then she was feeling everybody is laughing and I'm not able dancing and I'm not able to follow them. Now when suddenly she sees that everybody is moving to the direction that she is moving and the teacher's instruction is also according to that, she's so happy. Now she feels that, yes, I can also dance. The confidence, how you boost the confidence. So you take up a story when you see a child is not able to cope with certain situation, you can just tell them a story where you can change the end of the story as you want and tell the child, see, when they can do, why can't you do? So that boost of confidence, right? Motivate. Yeah, teaching them empathy rather than teaching them sympathy. Not being sympathy and keeping them away, but how to use them together. Even when you're taking classes, there are 45 students, 1 or 2 doesn't know to read. Why don't you use children who can read well and ask them, let the library be noisy. Let them help this child read. Let the noise come, but not to the extent, but yes, control. This is how the peers will help, and your job also, you can also very well handle the class, right? Okay, now this is all that we are doing. Now we move on to the last slide. It is a listening activity. I'll tell you, I hope your paper and pens are ready. This is about happy sing that you're going to make. Inclusiveness, yes, it is about inclusiveness. Next slide, and yes. So here, listening exercise, I'll do the, I hope my voice is clear. So instead of sharing this, I will myself tell, just listen to the instructions and start drawing your character, okay? Now, once there was a happy sing. Now, happy had a long nose, oval-shaped face, then big round eyes, a long mustache, big mouth, curly eyebrows. Eyebrows were twisted eyebrows. A round stomach, long hands and long legs, and curly hairs. I repeat, yeah, I think happy is ready now. Can you please show your happies? Titiksha, I think we can stop the screen and let them show their happies. So thank you so much for joining in. See, the topic storytelling pedagogy needs not just one session. There's a lot to discuss and okay. You can unpin me so that we can see the participants. Thank you, Titiksha. Thank you all. Oh, yes, I can see the happies. Look at the happies. Good. Beautiful.
I drew the face only, ma'am.
But okay, it's your happy. So you can keep it as you want to look like. I think you can share the happies on the Wakelet, take the picture and put it across the Wakelet. The link is there. And if you're not able to, you can put it in the group if it is not spamming the group, but
Now I would like to request Pratiksha to present a vote of thanks to our resource person. Pratiksha?
Yeah. It is, sorry. It is my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on the occasion. On behalf of SLA and everyone involved, I express my sincere appreciation to the speaker who graced this event and shared valuable insight with us today. A big thank you to Ms. Nina Giris, our esteemed presenter, for her candid and effective sharing of rich learning experience related to storytelling pedagogy. Her expertise has undoubtedly left unique impact on all of us. I also want to express our gratitude to the participants who actively engaged in this webinar. Your presence and thoughtful contribution made this event truly meaningful. Behind the scene, we had this dedicated individual working tirelessly to ensure the success of this webinar. Special thanks to Ms. Madhu Bhargava, President of SLA India, Mr. S.L. Faisal, General Secretary of SLA India, and all the SLA members who played a crucial role in organizing and presenting this insightful session. Lastly, mark your calendar. Our next webinar is rescheduled for Sunday, June 30th. Stay tuned for further detail. Thank you once again, and we look forward to seeing at your upcoming event. Thank you.